But yeah, like I think there might be aliens that are just as smart as humans or smarter. I don't think it's quite as common as science fiction would lead you to believe. I think most animals are fucking cows. I don't know why I keep going back to the cows. I just think the image of a space cow is funny to me.
I just think of like an ordinary cow, but like purple.
Same.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Potato Fields podcast. This is our first one on this new channel. It's been about 2 years since we last recorded one of these. And of course, Lion was the most commonly seen person in the first season of the podcast. So it's only fitting to bring him back. Hello,
I have
Lion.
never been here.
You are the green
This
hell
has never
zone.
happened.
You are the green hell zone of the Potato Fields podcast. How does it feel to be here?
It keeps happening. Same way as it felt the other 3 times I was here.
It has been 3 times. Yeah, I was trying to think.
Yeah, it has been 3 times.
It's been 3 times, yeah, because you were here twice as like an actual guest, then the third time is like Zeph's translator.
Yeah.
So
I've been to every set, to every set for
true.
the podcast.
Lion's
Every single
like,
one.
Lion's like the behind the scenes. He's not, but like he might as well be.
I have not done a single thing for setup in this thing.
You were like the emotional support when I was sending you pictures of this set.
That's true.
So to summarize this podcast, for anyone who hasn't been here since the first season, which was a couple years ago, granted, we have taken a bit of a break. And by break, I mean, I thought I was never going to do this again until a couple of weeks ago.
That is a break.
It is certainly a break, 2 years. Essentially, it's kind of like just a being silly kind of podcast where we have some questions, like we have some like debate questions, like just some silly questions. As an example, one that was really funny was how many holes does a straw have? That was one we had.
Yeah, and the answer was 2.
The answer's 1. That was a big question that we had.
Have this conversation.
So we have a debate question each, and then we have the gaming questions. Then we have just general like other questions. So it could just be literally anything that doesn't fit into any other category, and or like a personal one, whatever. And then a new thing for season 2 is we have the Ramble segment. So instead of just bringing a guest on for the sake of bringing on a guest to, you know, have one guest, I don't know what I was saying there. Whatever. We have a dedicated section where I just let the guest ramble about whatever they want. Which I'd imagine is nice because we had that happen a lot in the last season. We just had rambles, which I'm all for rambles, but also having a dedicated section for it as well, where you can ramble about whatever you want, could be quite nice.
Yeah, I was going to say, we kind of already had ramble sections.
Oh,
they
100%.
were just not officially part of it.
100%. And we can still ramble during these questions, but we will just now have a dedicated section for it.
There's going to be tons of rambling, I'm sure.
Oh, so much rambling. Then after that, we have the return of the quickfire questions. Which,
oh, God, yeah. It's not even a bit. I forgot about those.
Yeah, I actually forgot about the quickfire questions. I was like at work, just like headphones in, listening to like the old episodes of the podcast. And the quickfire questions came up. I was really shocked because I completely forgot those existed. But those are great. Where you get like a minute to, well, it was actually 45 seconds before I think. But I've added a couple more questions, and it's now a minute.
Oh, God.
So, more pressure for HyLion.
So, I love pressure. I love
we
stress.
Love pressure.
Give me that stress. Yum, yum, yum. What did I do? What was that? Was that anything?
That was the audible sounds of pressure. Also, as clarification, so any audio listeners, you would not even be fully aware of this at all. There is no audible indicator of this. But visual watchers, whatever. Yes, we are recording the podcast within Minecraft. This is not a Minecraft podcast. It's just how we do the set, really. Because I guess the alternative would be face cams, but we don't. Not all of us have cameras, and not all of us want to show our face. So I thought, okay, the next best thing was also keeping it like a visual podcast. It's just doing it in Minecraft.
It works pretty well, I think.
It works pretty well. Like anyone who's like visually watching, like it's really cool. Like we all have like our own colors, and so behind me I've got like this blue lighting, this blue backdrop. Lion's got green. We've got like the logo for the podcast right in the middle. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm actually really happy with this. The shaders are making my PC like almost explode, but I think it's worth it.
I'm not playing with shaders.
Okay, so have you brought any questions? I'm not going to ask you for them just yet, but have you brought any questions for this? Oh, I'm looking forward to that then, Lion. So
I hope they're good enough. I planned these like 2 hours ago.
we were not expecting to be recording this today, but Lion also pointed this out immediately after. So I guess season 1 of the podcast was kind of split in two. We had like a 2-month gap between basically splitting the season in half, and after that gap, what was I saying? I forgot.
You're talking about the gap in the season.
No. Was I talking about before the gap in the season? There was something before that. I was saying something. Oh no, I was going somewhere with this.
We took a break. I think you were going. I'm not sure if this was what you were going to say, but I think you were saying that there was a gap in the middle of the season where we didn't record anything, and then for the return, I came back. That was my second episode, and that episode was recorded 2 years ago today, on the dot.
Thank you. I completely. That was exactly what I was going to say. I completely forgot. I don't know why my brain does that. Where I'm on a roll. My train of thought is like right in front of me. I know exactly where I'm going. Then all of a sudden, gone.
Yeah, your train of thought kind of crashed.
My train of thought became a trolley problem, and they did not know how to solve it.
Don't worry, I pulled the lever for you.
And the train bloody derailed. So. If you're ready, Lion, I am more than happy to get into the debate questions.
Oh, I'm ready.
So back in season 1, we kind of had more of a focus on these. There's still a focus now because of how iconic they are, I guess. We get a lot of discourse over the questions that we ask. In our Discord, we usually get a lot of people talking about what we said in the podcast. It's usually a really nice conversation piece. But we don't need to have 4 questions per podcast or whatever it was before. So now it's 2, 1 each. Also, I want to get this out of the way really quickly. There's going to be a form in the description where you can submit questions. Actually,
I did
maybe
not know about this. That's pretty cool.
Not a form. Maybe it'll be in the comments, because then that will also be good for the algorithm. So
yeah.
Put it in the comments if you've got any good
Fair
questions. Now, that is our typical YouTube bait, because we want this podcast to do well. So post in the comments.
I think we can do better. I think I should say more mistakes so that people are forced to comment, correcting me. I think that's usually
100%. We've got a comment bank. We have to do that.
So whenever I have a bad take, don't worry. I actually have a good take. I just said a bad take on purpose,
Lion's great with that. So, I want to start off the debate questions with one. It's a quick one. So basically, I was just scouring 13-year-old Reddit posts last night trying to find good questions.
As you do.
And I mean, that's how you know you're in for a good time when you're searching through Reddit posts that are 13 years old. And there was one question that stuck out to me. I mean, there were several. I bought a little notebook yesterday, and it's got a page and a half just full of questions. But the one I picked out for you, Lion, right? Which is the correct order? Sock, shoe, shoe, or sock, shoe, shoe?
Okay, I think I think it's not controversial what I'm about to say. I think I'm in the majority for once in one of these questions.
That's not like you.
Sock, shoe, shoe, right? You put the socks first.
Okay.
Both of them.
Okay, yeah, no, it's sock, shoe, shoe.
Yes.
But I mean, I don't know if this is just how the minds of people have changed in the past 13 years from the Reddit post. There were a lot of people who did not agree. There were quite I don't know if this was just the average Redditor in 2012, but maybe. But
I would say it's the average.
But there were a lot
Redditor
of people
saying
sock, shoe, and that just seems absurd to me.
That makes no sense. You're fully dressed on one foot, and the other is just barefoot. That makes no sense.
I know,
this makes no sense.
It sounds completely absurd. How you'd put on a sock on one foot, then a shoe on the same foot. So you have a fully done one leg, but the other one is just barefoot. That is such a strange contrast. Yes. Why would you want that?
Imagine, and this is not going to happen ever, but whatever. Imagine you just suddenly have to get up and leave and do something while you're getting dressed, and you have one shoe on and you're barefoot on the other, and you have to just walk like that. That's insane.
Yeah, no. What if you're almost ready, you're fully dressed, but you're putting on your socks and shoes, but you're doing sock shoe. You put on one shoe, and you're just about to put on the other sock, and then you have a knock at the door, and you need to answer the door. Are you going to go
Exactly.
to the door with one shoe? Are you going to do this weird, awkward thing where, like, you open the door, like, halfway so you can only see the shoe?
No, that is a smart way of doing it. But you would not have to do that workaround if you just did it the smart way, which is to put both socks on and then put shoes on. Because, like, if you're midway through and someone knocks at your door, you can go, like, with socks on. I don't think anyone's gonna fucking mind that you have 2 socks on. That makes sense.
It's socially acceptable to wear socks in your own home.
Yeah.
But sock shoe, part of me
It also
hopes,
doesn't make any sense.
for controversy's sake, I really hope there's someone listening to this who does sock shoe.
Please tell us
Just
in
for
the
the
comments
sake,
what you think about
please tell us in the comments. There we go. That's how we get our comment bait. If you're one of those people, tell us so we can ridicule
Reddit.
so we can call you a Redditor. There we go.
You are a Redditor from 13 years ago.
From 2012. Damn.
Like, whenever I think of the most about this question, because it's obviously not the first time I've heard it. Like, this is something that a lot of people talk about for some reason, even though the answer is obvious. I have swimming lessons on weekends, and like whenever I am getting dressed to leave afterwards, and I put both of my socks on because I'm not insane, and then I put both of my shoes on, I think about this question sometimes because it's like in that specific scenario, I would likely have one foot that's still kind of wet while the other one is fully clothed. That's fucking no.
Yeah.
Don't. It would obviously not be fully wet. Obviously, you fucking wash them with a towel first. But still, one of them is kind of like still a bit soggy, and the other is fully done.
That just sounds so strange. Like
it does.
You'd have one dry foot, one wet. Why are we talking about feet, Lion?
We're talking about shoes. You started with the shoe thing. And for the record, no, the feet are not wet. But when you're getting dressed, you do wash them first and shit. But one of them is still humid, is what I meant to say. Thank you. Let's stop talking about feet.
Yeah, let's stop talking about feet. I think I'm done. I think I'm done talking about feet because of our Reddit post from 2012.
Don't fucking say it's a Reddit post talking about feet, okay?
I mean,
those two dots connect in my mind in different ways than what's happening.
Okay, fine. Let's move on talking about feet. Lion, what's your debate question? What have you got for us?
It's less so of a debate and more like the musings, I guess. It's more of considering something. You cannot know this for certain. There is no answer that's correct. No one on Earth knows this, and if we did, it would not be 2 fucking chuckle fucks in the podcast. Anyway, do you think that aliens are real? And if so, are they humanoid in any way, shape, or form, or are they like fucking space cows? Because I think about this sometimes. I really do think that aliens are space cows. They're not people. Like they're like space turtles or whatever. And they act like wild animals.
I'll get this out of the way. I don't think any alien would be like humanoid. I think the fact that we look... I can also make it clear that I do not know science very well. Apparently, I was good at biology in high school. It wasn't my favorite science. I preferred chemistry. But I feel like the fact that we look the way we do is purely like a very rare coincidence. I don't really know. Because, I mean, think about like other animals. Like, what else is there that looks vaguely like us? Like monkeys. That's really it. Everything else, like most other mammals, in terms of how they stand, is quite similar. I haven't got much other ramble
I agree.
there, but
I agree. Like, I don't know enough about evolutionary sciences, obviously. That's why I said it's not 2 chuckle fucks in the podcast that are gonna be able to talk about this. But I do think, like, humans, if you look at us not as people, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but if you look at us as not as people, but as animals, like as a species of animal, we're kind of like a fluke in terms of evolution. Because, like, we're fragile as hell. We don't digest food well at all. We are very, like, if you hit us with a fucking stick, we may bleed. Most animals aren't like useless. That. Like, baby horses, they're born and they know how to walk. A baby is born and it does not know what to do. Like, it can't do anything. It just sits there and cries. Humans know how to do one thing when they're born, and it's to cry when they need something done. Like, other animals aren't like this.
Pretty stupid.
Yeah.
I think, once again, I don't know evolutionary stuff, so neither of us do. We are not educated in this.
Yeah.
But I feel like the only thing we have going for us is like, I mean, I heard this once, I don't even know if it's true. We have like more stamina than other animals, I guess. We are like, persistent.
That does make sense. And the other thing we do have above other animals is that, like, social bonds. Like, the people help each other, and the other
That's
animals
true.
they also do that, but we do that to an extent that no other animal does, I think. I saw a post the other day where it was someone talking about how people just fucking bond with anything. We put faces on an object and suddenly it's a person, and we're gonna treat it like a person.
That's
like
true.
We looked at wolves and we were like, wow, I want to be that guy's friend, and then we were.
Yeah, we're very like, I guess, survival instincts. We can be quite stupid.
Yeah,
we can be very stupid.
We're also smart enough to make like rockets to go to space and shit.
That's true. Yeah, I think generally, as far as animals go, we're quite smart. But then again, some aliens could be smarter.
Yeah,
maybe they could be.
I was gonna circle back to it. They could. I don't think they are though.
I don't know. Like,
I think there must be some aliens out there.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
There's got to be like aliens out there.
There's like
somewhere.
Trillions of planets, trillions of solar systems, all that whatnot. Like, there's definitely other life out there. We just haven't found it yet. Or maybe we have.
I think some of them might even be smart.
There's a reason we haven't been told. No.
No, let's not even get into that.
No.
Let's not fucking propagate conspiracies in the podcast. Like,
in a podcast set in Minecraft.
But yeah, like, I think there might be aliens that are just as smart as humans or smarter. I don't think it's quite as common as science fiction would lead you to believe. I think most animals are fucking cows. I don't know why I keep going back to the cows. I just think the image of a space cow is funny to me.
I just think of like an
you go to a
ordinary
different
cow with
planet.
a purple.
Same. I just keep thinking that they're just going around and they're eating their equivalent of grass, because it's probably also not grass there, it's something else. And they live fucking 5 million light years apart, and we're never gonna meet. That's what I think.
Definitely the case. Like, there's definitely going to be life out there. It's a case of just, is it within our like reach, so to speak?
Yeah, exactly.
But also, I don't know many like space. I don't know what they're called. I guess like space paradoxes, space theories. I don't know. But one I heard, I think it was called like the Black Forest, the Dark Forest theory, or something like that, where like
that's weird.
There has been life out there, but like every time they try to like make contact, something like destroys them or something like that. Like, there's a reason why they're all quiet. I don't believe that, but like
I think it's kind of a stretch.
100%, definitely a stretch. But like, I don't know. There's this whole thing about like why we haven't discovered life yet. Maybe just because we're stupid. We're not very smart. Generally, we're not very smart.
I think it's because we are the only species that's capable of space travel within our general vicinity. That's reaching out to space. I don't think there are other aliens out there who are trying to reach out, like, within a radius that can hear anything that we are sending out to space.
That's true. Or maybe we're just very blind.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, we're also trying to communicate with an animal that communicates in seemingly probably completely different ways than we do, because like language is a thing that can only happen because humans know how to control their throats and tongues and mouths.
Very true.
An animal that doesn't have that, they can't do that.
Yeah, I might be getting some of the facts wrong, but I swear, like, there was like this humanity thing sent out to space in like the 70s.
Yeah,
and it's like this thing which like represents humanity as a whole, and like transcends language or something like that. It describes who we are, what we look like, and where we are. That kind of thing. I might be getting some of the facts wrong.
I don't know fully about that, but yeah, that is a thing that exists. That is a thing that happened. I
think it was
don't know
the
if any.
70s.
I don't remember the decade, but yeah, that is a thing that was sent out into space. I don't think anyone's ever gonna look at that, but it's a cool sentiment. It's a cool, it's a cool set piece, you know.
It is, yeah. It actually it's a cool thing. I don't know. I need to brush up on my space lore.
Space lore.
Space
I mean,
lore.
yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about aliens. I think they're
Yeah.
cows.
The cows. I like to believe they're all space cats. They're all cats, and they're all purple. Because I don't know why
Why are they always
space. I don't know. Something
mean,
about space animal. I just think purple. I don't know why.
I mean, most people when they think of aliens, they think of those little gray things that have the big eyes and shit. And I would like to know where that design comes from. I would like to know. Is it from a movie? Yeah, exactly. Is it like from a movie or something? Is it from a novel?
I don't know.
Because usually these kinds of pop culture like design thingies, they come from a novel made 100 years ago, unless they're zombies.
Yeah.
In which case, it came from a movie that was based on like folklore from I forgot where it was.
It might be like
But zombies
a
are pretty
folklore
old.
thing.
Zombies are
wild.
pretty old. They just didn't work the way that they work now in pop culture. Like the imagery of zombies, where like they crawl and they eat your brains and shit, is pretty recent.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm just trying to think. Like, I feel like I've heard about where the origins of like, the stereotypical like alien look. I don't know where that comes from, but I swear I've heard about it before.
I have no idea.
I haven't a clue. I don't have a clue, but I think I've heard about it before. No clue. Anyone who's listening,
they don't look like
tell us in the comments. Hey,
Tell us in the comments.
We're doing it.
Yeah, and remember when we said, "Oh, we're not scientists, so we don't know this stuff." Maybe you do know this stuff. Maybe we got shit wrong. Maybe you should correct us.
Yeah, you tell us. Because you guys have Google. We do too, but we're choosing to not use it. We didn't discuss this until right now, but still.
I mean, to be fair, I'm half saying it for engagement and half saying it because it would be cool if someone actually knows the stuff to explain it. I think.
Oh,
I
100%.
think it's interesting.
100%. That'd be interesting. Well, I think that's enough alien talk.
It is.
I haven't got a cool segue, unfortunately.
Put in the fucking spinning title in the fucking thing. Whoa, let's
tell us how to do a cool segue in the comments. Okay, right. I'm just going to throw you in the deep end. Gaming questions. So I want to start off the gaming segment with the same question every single time, every single episode. Just a general, what games are you playing at the moment, Lion?
Well, I recently replayed through the entirety of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and that's kind of the main thing I was playing the whole time.
Okay. Wind Waker's
I
a
wanted
really,
to
really
go
good
back
game.
to a couple of other games I haven't finished, but I was just like, I kind of just want to play Wind Waker. So I did.
That is a complete mood. Wind Waker is such a good game. I mean, which one was it?
It is a really good game.
Which version was it?
It was the original. The original.
Okay,
I know
that's a solid one.
I know the Wii U one has quality of life things, but I kind of didn't feel like I needed it, honestly. Like, I think it's the sale. Like, the sale is faster. Like, there's a faster sale or something.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I heard something about that.
Yeah, the Swiss sale.
Yeah.
I think it's called the Swiss sale, I think.
It is. Now that you say it, I do remember that name. But yeah, I don't think I needed it. Like, I think people usually are like, oh, you kind of need this in this quality of life upgrade because of the Triforce hunt, which people fucking hate. And I was like, I thought it was pretty fine. It was fine.
I think the issue is that it goes on for a little too long. So, like, Wind Waker,
it does.
for anyone who hasn't played it, Wind Waker, it's very linear, but like near the end of the game, it basically tells you, okay, do your own thing. You got to find like these, like, how many pieces is it? These are like 8 pieces.
It's eight pieces.
8 pieces of the Triforce scattered all over the map. In the GameCube version, I think it's like you got to like you go find a thing, and then when you do, it gives you a map, and then that map you need to have it decoded, and then you have to find the Triforce piece. On the Wii U version, it brings it down to like just 2 or 3 maps instead, something like that.
Oh, that also makes sense. That's also another quality of life upgrade.
Yeah,
so I don't think I needed it though.
That's fair. I don't know, because
like,
the Wii U version, you still do need to decode stuff, but like very, very few. Like the rest of the ones, instead of getting the map, you just get the piece.
It happened again.
It skips a lot. Oh no, his laptop's dying. I'll have to keep rambling. Maybe we might need to cut. His laptop does this sometimes where it just dies. It just dies. He's gone. He's left the game. I think it's like a heating thing. I don't know what it is with his laptop, but it just like, it gets a bit too warm. And then it just freezes and crashes and dies and burns. He's got like fans on and whatnot, but it still just died. We are back. Lion's laptop decided to fry itself.
Whoopsie.
And then your mouse started to play up.
I don't know what happened with the mouse. That was the weirdest part. That was the weirdest part, because the other shit I can explain with overheating and stuff. The mouse was just like, I don't know.
There's been constant tech issues today. Damn.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, we went over parts of like Wind Waker and the comparisons between like GameCube and the Wii U version. I don't really remember exactly what we were saying. Something along the lines of like the Wii U one being like better for like the slimming down the Triforce hunt. Something
yeah, you were
like
explaining that. You're explaining that. You were saying that the maps, there's less maps for you to collect to be able to find the Triforce pieces. But what I was trying to say, at least before my PC fucking decided it didn't want to collaborate with me anymore, was that I didn't find it that big of an issue because I planned ahead. It like the game drops you into the Triforce hunt before you do the last 2 dungeons, which meant that I could do pieces of the Triforce before even going into a dungeon. So I split the work up in between the dungeons, so that I could so I had less work in a row. So first I explored the world and I filled the map with the fuck ass fish, and then I got 3 pieces of the Triforce. Went into the Earth Temple first, right? I went to the Earth Temple,
yeah,
and then after that, since I had the item, I forgot which item it is first. I played this game a week ago, but I already forgot the specifics. But yeah, and then with that item, I was able to get more pieces of Triforce, and then I went into the Wind Temple, and then with the hook shot, you can get the last few ones.
Okay.
And like that, it's not that bad.
Okay, yeah, that's a smart way of doing it. I'm the sort of person who puts stuff off. So my last playthrough was a couple years ago now. But it wasn't the Wii U version, which isn't the same. But I do remember doing the dungeons and then doing the Triforce hunt.
I feel like that's how most people do it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean that's a smart way of doing it. It not being your first playthrough and knowing how the game works, and then you just plan around it and do it whilst you play. That's probably a smart way of doing it, and that's probably what they wanted people to do when making the game, because the hunt is long and tedious if it's the only thing on your list.
And also, I enjoyed exploring and just filling out the map as well. It reminded me, and I think the last time I played it was before Breath of the Wilds.
Okay.
So I didn't have this point of reference, but it reminded me of Breath of the Wild, just exploring, just going around and being oh, there's an island over there. Let me go over there.
That's fair, actually.
It's very Breath of the Wildy.
Definitely. I mean, Wind Waker was my first Zelda, and I think it is probably one of my favorites, not including Breath and Tears. I'm a new gen.
Yeah.
But I think they're pretty
You
good.
are a new gen.
I am, to be fair. I can't play the older ones. We've been through this. I don't really.
We have been through this in the podcast.
In season 1 of the podcast.
I mean, to be fair, I replayed Wind Waker so that I would replay Twilight Princess afterwards, which I know you don't like. I did want to replay Twilight Princess because I didn't finish. I think I said this in one of the other episodes of the podcast. I didn't finish Twilight Princess, and I really want to. So that was kind of the point.
That's fair. I really, honestly, I do want to give Twilight Princess a proper shot. A real, chance. But, every time I do, I can't. The intro goes on forever, and then I have everything after that point I just don't really care about. I haven't really gotten that far in the game before, though.
I think the dungeons are really good. I think the dungeons are just...
I've heard
the puzzles and the layout are really fucking solid.
I've heard they're pretty good. So I should probably just, push through it. But, the part I did play, I was not enjoying myself. But if I just push through, maybe I will. We'll see. Maybe I will try it again at some point and just see if I can actually get into it. As for games I've been playing, I've been taking a bit of a Minecraft break, but I kind of want that to be over. We're in the second half of Tato, so the little Minecraft server I run. And I don't really have much of a base or anything like that. I've been working on a theme park for the past year or so. But I've been on and off thinking about what I could make and what I could build, what I could do. And I had a dream last night, not last night, it was a few nights ago, where I was making this little beachside town. And that could be a really cute little thing to do, this really touristy little beach town. I kind of want to make
That'd be
something
cool.
like that. Yeah, just this little cozy town. I might do something like
That'd
that.
be
We'll
pretty
see.
cool.
But I've had ideas of doing that. But I haven't actually done anything yet. What I've actually been playing though is like Terraria Calamity again, which we've been getting some people into recently who haven't really played it before, and it's really good. I've played it so many times. You wouldn't know because you don't even play base Terraria. You're one of those.
I haven't.
You're one of those.
I know almost nothing. What do you mean one of those? One of the people who haven't touched it?
One of those.
Yeah, one of those.
It's a very good game though.
I mean, I bet it is.
Calamity. Would be like the Minecraft equivalent.
Explaining Terraria to a Minecraft fan. So imagine a Minecraft.
I'm not sure what the equivalent would be, but it's basically this massive mod, like doubles the content with so much new stuff, a load of quality of life stuff as well. It's a very good mod.
It's Terraria 2.
Pretty much, with how much stuff it adds. Might as well be. It's really good. But I've been playing through that recently. What else have I been wanting to play? Terraria. I've been like on and off, kind of wanting to play Ace Attorney, like actually get into it. Like last year.
You did only finish the first game.
Yeah,
right?
I got through the first game last year, I think, and I'd done the first case of the second game, and that's it. That's all I've done. But I do want to play more because it's good. I enjoyed it. By the time I got to that point, my phase had ended, and I just haven't picked it back up again. So.
Which is why I try to, whenever people get into Ace Attorney, because I am a big Ace Attorney fan, I try to be like, hey, don't just fucking play all the games in a row, you're gonna burn out. And no one ever listens to me.
Lion is the wise one. You know, I played through the entire first game in like 2 days, but like playing it like non-stop, and maybe not too bad, but then I immediately jumped into the second game. Terrible idea.
I don't know why you would do that, especially after Rise from the Ashes, which is like the longest case, not just
it was such a long case.
Not in the series. It's not the longest case in the series, but like it's a longest case for a while if you do play the rest of the series.
Okay. Well, I mean, I really enjoyed Ace Attorney. And I just thought, okay, yeah, I'll just jump into the second one. I want more content. But then knowing there's an entirely, like, another game in front of me that I must now finish, it was a bit overwhelming, so I stopped.
Which is fair.
I will get back into it, though. I've been kind of wanting to recently, so maybe I will. We'll see.
That would be cool. That would be epic, as we used to say back in my youth.
Back in your youth? Epic slight smile blue heart emoji.
I mean, speaking of Ace Attorney, I'm gonna fucking shill for Of the Devil. Did you know that Of the Devil is is an Ace Attorney inspired game you can buy on Steam right now? And if you don't want to buy it, you can just play the first prologue case. It's like a full ass thing. It's like 3 hours for free, and it's a whole ass case, and it's really good. And yeah,
isn't that the game you were like talking about nonstop for like half a day because no one else?
It was. And I would talk more about it, but I don't want to be annoying about it.
Maybe I will look into it then, because from what little because you were talking about it nonstop for like half a day, and then you realize that nobody else has played it, so you just stopped talking about it. But from what you were saying, it does sound pretty good.
It's because it's one of those games where, like, to tell you the things I find the coolest and the most interesting would be to spoil the game. So
yeah, like,
I can't really do that. It's to a point where, like, I saw I think it was a post on Blue Sky by one of the devs who said, like, hey guys, you have full permission to fucking spoil the big twist in the first case if you want people to look at the game. It's fine. And I was like, no, I can do that.
Really
They're like, no, that's literally the hook. That's the interesting part of it. And I'm like, no, you gotta go into it blind.
I'll try and go into it blind then before I get spoiled by you accidentally slipping up.
I'm not gonna actually spoil it. Like, I think
you're quite smart with that.
It's too cool of an experience. It's too cool of an experience for me to give away. Like, it's one of those games where I know people fucking hate when people are like, oh no, just do it. Just, I'm not gonna tell you anything. Just do it. I'm not gonna give you a synopsis, but it's kind of one of those. I think everything I gotta say about the game is just, it's Ace Attorney. It's set in 2087, I think. It's okay. Like not post-apocalyptic. Fuck, I can't talk. Not post-apocalyptic. It's a cyberpunk. It's a dystopian future.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like it's cool because it's murder mysteries in a world where like there's surveillance everywhere. Like, how do you kill someone when there's cameras on you 24/7? And the mysteries are crafted around that. Like,
that sounds actually really, really cool.
It is.
You might have convinced me to try it. I may look
And
into
there's like
after
robots and shit. And like
I mean,
the world
robots.
building is amazing. It's fucking amazing. Because
Okay.
like it's not just your generic, it kind of uses the generic cyberpunk aspects that you've come to know, but it's not just that. It has its own world building. It has its own like programming language that everything runs on that's completely fictional. It has like distinction between like AI, like AI in the sci-fi sense, not like Gen AI to specifically say that it's a different kind of AI, and like other robots that don't have the same amount of sentience, and like AI is outlawed and shit. There's like body modifications, which is like cybernetics, except they go into detail about like the companies that produce them and the cuts they cost and how that affects the people. It's really cool. It's really cool.
It sounds like really well thought out.
It is.
That actually sounds, no, I'm definitely looking into it.
And on top of that, the characters are cool as shit as well. The main character, Morgan, one of my favorite characters in anything ever. Like she's very cool.
Lion, you've convinced me. I'm looking into it after this recording.
Awesome. And you should be convinced as well, person listening to the podcast.
You should write in the comments with
Because like, I mean, I don't like it more than most Ace Attorney games, but that's because there's only one case out. I mean, there's two. There's the tutorial base one, then there's the actual one that's paid, and it's one chapter. But like, once it's done, I might like it more than most Ace Attorney games. Like, I think it's really well done.
Damn, okay. Okay, I mean, that does sound really cool. I don't know. It sounds very appealing.
It's very appealing.
Very appealing, like a banana.
And I fucking found it on a Reddit ad. That doesn't happen ever. Like, Reddit ads are shit. But that was the only good one.
I haven't used Reddit in years, apart from like last night to find questions for this thing. And there were so many ads, and they were all absolutely terrible.
They usually are terrible. They usually are complete shit. I lucked out with that one.
Damn.
It's one of those ads, like, usually when ads have comments on Reddit, people just post, ASCII art of among penises. That's what they do. But for that one, for Of the Devil, most people are like, wait, I was gonna post bullshit here, but it's actually cool.
Damn. If you know people are taking an ad and like actually like responding to it positively, it must be good. Okay.
It is.
Well, that is a very big what's the word? I don't know, but you're making it sound really good. I forgot the word. Okay.
That's a big, I don't know either.
Very big, I forgot. So, so the gaming questions, it's typically, I come up with two, you come up with one. That was my first one. Do you want to do yours, or should I do mine? Mine's a very simple one.
Define simple, because if it's simple, but we can, like, use it as a jumping point, then mine is a bit more...
I'd imagine there's not much to really ramble. I mean, there's probably a small ramble with mine, but not really much potential there.
We can do yours maybe then. Because I don't know how much we can get out of mine, but there's a discussion to be had there, but I don't know if we're going to have different outlooks in this one, so there's just not going to be much of a back and forth, I don't think.
That's an interesting one then. Okay. Well, mine's simple. Who's your Smash main? Just in general.
Oh, it's Mega Man.
That's
not one you hear that much. I'm a Mega Man guy, yeah. Like, I don't know why. I've never played a Mega Man game. It's just like, I think his playstyle makes sense to me.
Okay.
Like, it just makes sense.
No, that's fair enough. Like, okay, I'll admit, I haven't played Smash in a few years.
But
like,
me neither.
Whenever I did, I don't know, either Peach or Link. Just Link's moveset is pretty good, and Peach just because I like Peach.
Peach is Peach.
The moveset's fine, but I do like Link's moveset. Two Link's actually pretty cool, actually.
You've kind of become a bigger Daisy fan with Mario Kart World, so maybe you could try playing as Daisy in Smash next time.
Oh yeah, the exact same moveset.
It's the same moveset, but she looks different.
The same character, but orange. I don't know, like, Steve was also a good one, but like, it's a very complicated moveset for someone who just doesn't really play Smash.
Yeah.
Steve was very cool though when they got added. Like,
Steve is very funny.
Breaking Twitter was insane.
Steve was very funny. I still remember how it was when it was revealed. I was in class. I was watching with a friend, and I fucking saw the Enderman eyes when Mario was in the cave, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I was
We
out.
just scream.
I was like out the house, but like I had the stream up on my phone, and I was like in public trying to not freak out because Steve was added to Smash. Like, it was insane. But yeah, no, I haven't played
awesome.
Smash in a while, but like I was alternating between Peach and Link for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just kind of a Mega Man guy. I do also play as K-Rool sometimes.
Okay.
It's mostly when I'm like tired of playing Mega Man. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick something up. I'm gonna pick something else up and go at it with K-Rool. Because it's also because I like his character, and also because I think his moveset's funny. I mean, it's also fun, but it's funny to look at as well.
That's fair. I fear that I am on the more basic side of Smash characters. There aren't too many that like I've played and thought, okay, this is a really cool moveset. I like this one. I want to use it more. I'm trying to think right now. I don't actually think so. I tried. Who did I try? I don't remember actually. It's been so. I think I was just playing like random, and there was one that like, stuck out to me, but I do not for the life of me remember who it was. Maybe Ganondorf. I don't actually remember. I don't remember.
I don't think I've ever played Smash with you specifically, so I don't know.
It's been
I don't think
quite
I
a while.
anything.
I don't even have the game anymore. I need to get Ultimate again.
Oh.
But that's fair. What's your question,
Yeah.
Ryan?
Okay, so my question is, not just in general. We can be specific about this. Like let's not be elitists where we're just like fucking like, oh, it's this all the way forever. Controller or keyboard? When do we use one over the other? Which kinds of games demand one over the other? That's kind of my question.
Okay. Did you turn off my mouse there? That's a good question, actually. So I feel like with me, I am a lot more of like a keyboard and mouse person generally. I mostly play keyboard to the point where, I mean, I used to play like console pretty much exclusively years ago, but now it's been so long, I do struggle with controllers now.
Oh,
but I feel like games where I typically use controllers are ones that are, I think, generally driving games, also platformers and driving games.
That makes sense.
Platformers, I need the precision of a stick or a D-pad. Like I envy, not envy, maybe envy's not the right word, but I look up to anyone who plays Celeste with a keyboard. I do not know how you do that.
I wonder who that's about.
Yeah, I wonder. That is insane. Also, anyone who plays a driving game with a keyboard, I don't know how you do that. There's no precision there. Like, actually, an interesting one is something like GTA. So if I'm like on foot or something like that, keyboard only. Get into a car, grab a controller. It's this weird hybrid setup because
that's so weird.
They both have advantages. Yeah, because I mean, you can't really steer very well if you're doing
keyboard and mouse.
So you grab a controller and you alternate.
That's so wacky, though.
It's very wacky. I mean, like they have like this weird like way of like having more precise movement. Where if you like hold down left click on your mouse, you can steer with your mouse for more for precision, but it's a bit janky and it's never as good as using a joystick. It works, it's better than using keyboard, but it's not great. I don't know. I think in general, anything that requires like joystick precision, I would use a controller.
I guess that makes sense. It does make sense. Like the joystick is like its own little specific button. It's not really a button, but you know what I mean. Like you can't really replicate it with something else. It needs to be a joystick.
100%. Like anything where you're moving with a joystick and that benefits from that, I'm going to be using a controller. Like anything like that. Like shooter games is one where I'm keyboard only. I've tried going back to playing shooters with a controller and I cannot for the life of me get back into that anymore. It like using the right stick. I am at a point now where I struggle using the right joystick on any controller because I'm not used to using it. Whenever I do play a console game, it's on a Switch, and those games don't typically use the right stick all that much. I mean, the games I play anyway, they don't typically use them all that much. And whenever you do, it's just to quickly turn around. You're not aiming for precision.
Yeah.
So and I don't know, like the games that typically do require it might also have like gyro controls for like actual more precise aiming. No, not Splatoon. Kingdom Kingdom or something. I'm not one of those. It's a good game. It's just not for me.
Love the way you turned.
Of course,
no,
because I know they're
Splatoon.
watching. I know they are watching. Anyway, but I don't know. I feel like it's a precision thing for me. What about you?
I'm more of a creature of habit. I think like I'm used to controller for most things, so I use the controller for most things. But I do agree with you. I don't really play many first-person shooters, but first-person games I tend to go for keyboard and mouse. I think those like it just makes sense. I think the right stick to move the camera when you're in first person is just horrendous. I think it's never the right precision you want.
Yeah,
because like with the
weird.
mouse, you're free to make small adjustments as well as like big sweeping motions. But with the controller, it's kind of just the same sensitivity the whole way through. It's not the same thing. But for most other things, especially platformers, you did say it, and I do agree with that. It's got to be a controller. Like I cannot go at it with anything else. One interesting edge case, though. I played Outer Wilds for the first time. Was it this year or late last year? I don't remember, but it was recently. And I was like, okay, it's a first-person game, so I'm gonna play with keyboard and mouse. And when I loaded it, the game immediately is like, hey, we recommend you use a controller. And I was like, oh. Okay, sure. I'm gonna take out my controller, even though it makes no sense. And even though like walking around is slightly more awkward than with keyboard and mouse, the game has these sections. I mean, I say sections when it's like most of the game, kind of, where you're on a spaceship, and the spaceship has specific controls, and those make sense to be to have joysticks and trigger buttons, and it just feels more comfortable to play like that. So I do understand why the developers recommended it.
That makes a lot of sense. I actually want to try that game. I've heard it's really, really good.
You should. It's really, really fucking good.
I've heard many, many good. I don't think I've heard a single bad thing about it. But like a first-person game that recommends using controller, like bold move. But that's interesting.
I mean, keyboard and mouse is probably also fine. I didn't try it because the game was like, "Oh, you should do that," and I was like, "Sure, I'm gonna take it out." Whips out controller onto the table.
Could do some weird GTE hybrid thing.
I mean, maybe you could do that. I didn't test if keyboard and mouse also works at the same time, but if it does, you can do that, I think.
It's just so much better to alternate, okay? But I don't know, because controllers have aim assist, but like, it's better aiming with a mouse. You can be a lot more precise. I'm just more used to it as well.
It's just a lot more precise, I feel. Oh, there's also another edge case. Oh, were you going to say something?
No, go on.
Like, there's another edge case where it's like, most RPGs I would play with a controller, but if it's an RPG Maker specifically, if it's RPG Maker, I play with keyboard and mouse. I guess it's not mouse, it's just keyboard because it's RPG Maker, but I play with a keyboard in those cases. And not just that, with Undertale and Deltarune specifically, it needs to be a keyboard for me. I don't know why.
Okay, I get that. I very much get that. Like playing with arrow keys, ZXC, whatever, it does feel very natural.
It does.
Although I will admit, Undertale Genocide, I switched to a controller because I needed that precision. I needed like a stick to be able to not die.
Because I feel like I'm less precise with Undertale and Deltarune's battle system on a controller. I feel like it doesn't give me the same precision. I don't know why.
I think with me, it's Sans' final attack. Going in a circle. Doing that with arrow keys, I struggle with.
Yeah, so I'm a bit more used to. I'm a bit more used to doing that motion in Undertale, but that's just kind of like because I'm a nerd.
Maybe it is. But I don't know. I mean, I got through Undertale Yellow with keyboard and mouse. I didn't use a controller for that.
Oh, true.
It took me about 4 hours, but like I did it. Easy mode.
I think Undertale Yellow kind of changed my skills at Undertale and Deltarune because like I didn't think I was that good at the game before. I think I was pretty bad, and then I played Undertale Yellow, and then like the big hard bosses in the new Deltarune chapters, I got through them quicker than some other people. I think Undertale Yellow just fucking prepared me.
Maybe actually, I don't know, because Yellow was pretty damn hard.
It's really fucking hard.
I had to play on easy mode, and even that was still pretty hard. Because all it does is just, like, make the damage you take a lot less.
Yeah.
But, like, I think the way it does that is just by giving you like 3 more defense or something. I don't even think. I think it's like 2 defense. So it reduces your damage, but not by much.
Yeah. It's like it applies invisible armor to you or something.
Yeah, something like that. Some really like offhanded way of doing it, but it worked and it did help a lot. But damn, that was a method. I know it's still quite hard though. Okay. Do you have any further points for that before we move on to the other questions section?
Not really. I mean, I talked about RPG Maker games and I didn't go into it, but like I don't think I have much to add. It's just, I guess it's because RPG Maker games, back when I used to make them when I was a kid, because I used to start a bunch of RPG Maker games and never finish them. I think I said this in an early episode of the podcast as well.
I think so, yeah.
Like you would play test them on a keyboard. So like that's, if a game is made with that engine, which by the way, if you made RPG Maker games, you can tell when a game is made with RPG Maker like 99% of the time. Even if they try to hide it, you can tell. Like it just feels natural to me when it's that kind of style. I guess that's all I have to add.
I'd imagine so. If you've played enough of them, you can just kind of tell an engine. Okay, well, fair enough then. Okay, so moving on to like the other / personal questions, I've combined it. It's because originally we had like the personal questions, I'm pretty sure, in like the first season, but now it's just like a general like other questions that doesn't fit into any other category. And to start it, this is, honestly, I'll admit, I was not planning on recording the podcast today, and this is the section where I could not come up with any question. I had one. I had one question, but in every other, like, I'm in a little notebook, right? I've got like at least 5 in every other category, so I can at least pick one. But in this, I have 1, and it's an okay question. It's quite a weak one.
Mine's also kind of weak, so it's fine.
Okay, we'll just start off this semi-new segment with some pretty shitty questions. That's fine. Much, yeah. That's fine. So, Lion, what is the funniest Wi-Fi name you've ever seen?
I don't fucking know. I don't remember. I mean, I name my own like phone hotspot Lamau.
What is Lamau?
That's my own. It's just Lamau. I did that like 5 years ago and I never changed it, so it's just Lamau.
Mine's called Tesco's Finest. Sorry, I'm stupid. No, it's Tesco Meal Deal. It's Tesco Meal Deal.
I don't think I can remember many. Like most people just name it after themselves, which is boring.
Typically,
I've seen some of those.
Like I don't know. So I bought a new bike a couple months back now, about a month or so ago now, and I was walking to the person's house to buy the bike, and walking there, my phone had like this pop-up saying "failed connecting to the internet." That was. It tried to automatically connect to someone's Wi-Fi, which was coincidentally called the internet, which I've actually done that before myself with my own hotspot. I've called it the internet. It's not a very original one.
It's kind of funny for those messages.
It is funny, though. It is funny. Like, cannot connect to the internet. In my 2025.
Just the internet in general.
Just the internet.
Connect to it. I'm trying to remember any more stuff because I know I've seen some funny ones. I usually don't take note of them.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a very weak question. I only had 1 written down in my book.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm trying to remember, and the only thing I can fucking think of, which is not related to this at all, is being in like a room to study and shit at my university. And I think during that day I did see a funny name, which is why I'm remembering this, but I don't remember what the name was. All I can remember is looking at that in front of me and seeing someone with a fucking Homestuck background on their laptop. That's all I fucking remember about that.
That's just a culmination of a bunch of memories all at once. Okay, well, like I said, it was a very weak question. We were not planning on recording the podcast today. Lion just saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm back from the holiday I've been on for like 3 weeks." So I thought, let's just record it today.
I mean,
and he was fine for it, so it's
except for this one question.
Yeah, it's a weak one anyway. I mean, what's your question? Is it any better than that?
I mean, my question, I'm kind of banking on you having something interesting. If you don't, we're going to
Oh
have another,
God.
like, 2 minutes thing on
Oh
our hands.
God. Okay.
Because I
Okay.
don't really have... Mine is not interesting at all, the only thing I can think of. Anyway, do you have anything that's, like, expensive or kind of expensive that you don't ever fucking use?
Uh,
Oh, God. Well...
something expensive that I have that I just don't use. I think I'm actually, like, in a way, quite sensible with my money. I'll only buy something if I need it.
That is normal, yeah.
But I'm trying to think, like, what is, like, the most expensive thing I have that I just don't use?
I can start if you need time to think, because I do have one that I thought about that is not really all that interesting at all. And I didn't even spend the money for it. My parents did back when I was a kid. But actually, I
What
got two
was it?
things. One of them I don't think is that expensive. The other one is pretty expensive. It was a guitar.
Oh, okay.
I had music classes back in, like, I don't know, ninth grade or something. And we had a bunch of options, and one of them was the guitar. And I was like, I want to learn how to play the guitar. So they bought a guitar, and I learned it for like 6 months or something. The classes ended, and I never fucking touched it again, and it's just under my bed doing nothing.
Oh, no.
I do feel bad for asking for it, but, like,
Guitars
I was a
aren't
kid
cheap.
as well, so I can't feel too bad.
No, that's fair. I mean, as a kid.
We can sell it, it's just we haven't gotten around to it, I guess.
That's fair. That is fair.
It's in good condition because I didn't use it that much.
It's actually very valid. So, most expensive thing I have that I just don't use? I don't know, because I'm sensible to the point where I use most of what I have. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Right now, I haven't been using my Switch 2 all that much, but, like, I do
mean, you
use
used
it
it for a
a
while.
lot. And I mean, I paid a little extra for that because I bought it from a scalper, even though
true.
literally, like, 2 days later, it was restocked everywhere.
Oh, God.
I was so
that's why you
desperate for the
wait.
Switch. I thought, okay, I'll pay an extra like £100, get it from a scalper. £100, yeah, it sucks, but it could be a lot worse.
That's
2 days
why you
later,
wait.
restocked everywhere. Yeah, but I really wanted a Switch too, and I didn't think it'd be
Like,
restocked anytime soon. So I thought, yeah, fuck it.
Back when I got my Switch 1, back in 2017, like, it was sold out everywhere, and there was, like, a scalped one for, like, $500, and I just
God.
waited 2 months until it was back on. Like, we refused to pay for that one. We just kept waiting until it showed up on the store.
Well, that's the thing with me. I am impatient.
Steve.
I am Steve. Okay, I thought of another answer, which, okay, maybe it doesn't fully answer your question, but it does come to mind as being something which, yeah, I paid for it and I didn't really use it. So a few months back, I bought a bike, right? This is separate to the bike I mentioned before. I bought a bike, so I started a new job.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I think I remember.
Yeah, so I bought this bike, and, well, also Sean had sent me a lot of the money for it to pay him back after the fact, because I had just started this new job. And bought this bike. I think it was like 300 or so, a little more than that. 300 or so. And it was a pretty half-decent bike. It was fine. I mean, I had to have it replaced a couple of days in because it was a bit dodgy. But then I got another one for free because the place I got it from was actually quite good, and they replaced it for free.
Cool.
But what they wouldn't replace it for is the fact that a week later it was stolen.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I had it locked up outside, and it was stolen during the night. Someone had cut through the bike lock. Not great. But the worst thing, right? I mean, I've got a new bike now, I'm fine, but I mean, I still have to pay for that. But the worst thing was the fact that, like, at the time, I didn't actually, like, pay for it outright. I'd done, like, a buy-in 3 thing.
Oh,
to split the payment in 3.
I didn't know this part.
Yeah. Just to split the cost because I bought a few extra things with it. And so I had done the first payment, and then it was stolen after that fact. So for the next 2 months, I was still paying that bike off the one that was stolen like immediately.
That sucks.
It really sucked.
You're just paying for whoever stole it. Like
Literally, I was paying for a bike that I no longer had for 2 months. I can laugh about it now. It's all paid off. It's fine. But like that really annoyed me.
God, that sucks.
It really sucked.
Jeez.
But I think that's...
I guess that counts.
I mean, it's a semi-expensive thing that I didn't really get to use. I mean, I got a better bike now.
That's true.
I want to tell the story about my new bike, because I do feel actually kind of bad about this.
Oh.
I mean, I don't really feel bad. More so the circumstances. So I was looking for a new bike, starting this new job, and I thought, okay, I'll look on, like, see what there is locally. So I find this person selling 2 bikes. There was a man's bike and a woman's bike. Me, being trans, struggled with that, may I add, because physically the woman's bike looks better, but the man's one fits me better. I think the difference is like the saddle. I don't fucking know. Anyway, completely irrelevant. But there's someone selling 2 bikes. This isn't a podcast talking about dysphoria. Anyway.
Fair enough.
2 bikes, and the price was, I think it was like £150, right? £150 for a bike. And I looked at the bike model, and it was definitely worth a little more than that. So I thought, okay, I'll ask the person to see if it's still available. It was. I went to go there. I arrived there, checked out the bike. It was all good, and started getting the money. Getting the money, saying, okay, 150 for that, wasn't it? And conversation, whatever. I said 150. No, that's for 2 bikes. It was half of that for just the one bike. And I was thinking, okay, that's good, but also the fact that I had looked it up, and like that bike is definitely worth more than that. Like it's not like a super expensive bike, but like it's definitely worth more than like that.
I mean, if they're saying it isn't, why is to complain?
Like, I mean, the person though was like really sweet. I think this is like a man, and I'm terrible with ages. I make this very clear now. I'm terrible with ages and guessing. But if I had to guess, this was a man probably in his mid-50s. But he was basically saying, I'm getting too old for this bike. I can't really ride it much anymore. So I felt bad for that. But then after that, he was like showing me the bike, adjusting it so it would fit me, kind of thing. Just doing all this, just purely on his own whim. I didn't ask him to do that. He was just doing all of this. He threw in like these like saddlebags for the back of the bike, like a little like a flashlight for the bike as well. Just threw that all in. That wasn't even in the listing. Just threw it in there, and I felt bad. Like I had gone there expecting it to be double the price I ended up paying, but then, as I was about to leave, I handed him more money, saying, like, please take this. I feel really bad.
Oh.
He said no at first, but I was like, look, please. Like, I came here fully expecting to pay double this, please. And he did in the end. But, like, I felt good, then. I felt really bad. Because this was...
No, that's... Like, it doesn't make sense that you feel bad.
Yeah, like, from what I got from it, it was like a man, probably his mid-50s. He was saying, like, he's getting older. His lungs aren't as great anymore. I think it was what he said. Like, I felt terrible, but like, I paid more for that bike because I would have felt absolutely terrible otherwise. That's the bike that I have now. And for the record, I am not keeping it outside. I'm keeping it in my storage room, which is a pain because I live on the first floor. I need to carry it up a flight of stairs every single time I get back from work. It's horrible. But it's a much better bike.
Yeah, when you said like, I thought it was worth more, and I was like, oh, good, just pay less. But then you started explaining the circumstances of the guy, and it's like, okay, no, I understand now.
Yeah, no, I would feel bad because like even like the original price, that's still like not a bad, because the bike is in pretty good condition. It was a little dusty. It looked like it's been like stored in a shed for like a year or so, but like other than that, the bike's in pretty good condition. So like paying that. The original price would still be pretty good. I think from the little research I've done, I guess the bike was probably worth about 400 new or so. I don't know bikes very well. 300, 400. So even though I gave them more money, it was still like a steal, but like they were very happy at that price. which is a relief. But like, I still felt bad.
Yeah.
I better not look in the comments to see a bunch of comments saying Libby scammed an old man, because I did not scam an old man.
I mean, it's quite the opposite.
Quite the opposite. I paid more than I should when I was able to.
It would have been easier to it would have been easier to scam more.
Well, there's my little ramble. Segue to the ramble segment. Lion. So, new thing for season 2 of this podcast. We have a segment where we can just ramble freely, and by we I mean guest. Do. Because I feel like I ramble regardless. I've just rambled for 10 odd minutes or so about scamming an old man.
Slightly less.
Now, Lion, did you come today prepared with a topic to ramble freely about?
I sure fucking did. I've got spread your wings.
Spread your wings and ramble away, HyLion. What have you
sure
got
did.
For us
it's
today?
part 2 of the Lion's fuck ass game that he hasn't finished or done.
Okay, you rambled about this 2 years ago.
I sure did.
2 years ago in one of the episodes you were a part of. You were in a little under half of season 1.
Yeah.
Of course.
I rambled about this back in one of the episodes. And due to circumstances, mostly classes and shits, I haven't done that much progress, which is a fucking shame. But I have recently gone back to it, and I think I have found a workflow for planning and writing shits that works. I think it works. But first I want to talk about some shit I said in the previous episode that I wrote some notes on for me to talk about. Like, back then, I said that the plot outline was done. Like, I had like a plot outline for the full game that was finished. That is still true. That is still 100% true, and it's still the exact same one. Not much has changed in the grand scheme of things.
Okay.
Like, sometimes stories change and they swap around and shit. This shit's been locked for 2 years. Like, so the main story is locked. Details change. The main thing is locked since 2023, I think, or 2022 even. Because back when I was talking about it in the other episode of the podcast, some details had changed since I had first come up with the idea. Like, some stuff had changed around a bit. I added characters, I removed characters, I did a bunch of swapping around. I haven't done any of that in years. It's kind of like pretty decided.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something. There's also something else I said. Oh yeah, I specifically said there's one character I keep redesigning, which is Sonia. Like, her design just kept changing back then. Surprise, surprise, I gotta do it again. I gotta fucking do it again.
Indecisive of this one character.
I'm pretty decisive now. I think the ideas I have are pretty good. Because, like, this character is meant to be the main character, Jacob's assistant, kind of. Like, if you play this attorney, she's the Maya.
Okay.
And, like, Sonia is meant to be a dream character. She's meant to just be in the dream. Like, Jacob meets her inside the first dreamer's dream, like, and she's just there as a character, and he doesn't really know what to make of her. But she's, like, slightly more aware than everyone else, so he can't get rid of her, and he's like, okay, fucking fine, follow me around, don't do anything, and then she does everything still. She just keeps barging into his own shit, and he's powerless to stop her.
Okay, the assistant character then. The Rousey of your game.
Kind of. And, like, her design, to reflect the fact that she's just kind of like a dream character, she's not really a person in real life, was, like, her hair was meant to look like a thought bubble. And I did that with, like, a ponytail that was, like, kind of rounded off. And I think that worked for a while. The rest of her outfit I also think is pretty fine. Like, it's like a blue jacket, and she's got some cool boots. But that hair, I think it worked fine for a while, but she doesn't look dreamlike enough, I think. And my new idea, besides changing a bit of the details around her outfit and stuff, which I think are fine, I do want to change them around a bit so the colors fit a bit better and look a bit better, like, next to Jacob, because since they're like a duo, they do need to look good together. The change that I want to make is I want to make the hair just fully a thought bubble. I do think just making, like, the circles, the circles of the tail of the thought bubble, I think those can just be circles. They can just float. It's a dream. She can just have hair that floats.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Like,
I feel like, yeah, no, floating things would probably definitely give off, like, dream. Like, it doesn't need to follow the same, like, physics, the same, like, logic of reality, because it's a dream.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, a big thing in the game, since, like, a mystery game that takes place in dreams, is that shit just doesn't make sense, and you gotta figure out what it all means in reality. So, shit not making sense is already par for the course. The first chapter has a talking pig, and he just talks because.
Please tell the audience about this talking pig, because I love the
I'm
talking
gonna tell you
pig.
about the talking pig. The talking pig, his name's Buddy, and he is a fucking scammer. He will scam you out of your valuables. He will just try to strike deals with you, except he's like extremely fucking straightforward and obvious about it. He's the kind of person who'd be like, okay, yeah. So, basically, if I give you my hat, you are gonna give me $500, and you get to wear the hat. How's that?
Honestly, from just what you've been saying about him, I love this guy.
He's very funny. I like writing dialogue for him. And he does wear a hat. He does wear a fedora for no reason. He just wanted one. Basically, like, the way he operates is he goes for someone, like, he zeroes in on someone, he smooth talks them, and then he strikes the deal. He's like, what do you think? Are you in? Are you not in? And then they're like, I am not stupid. I know what you're trying to do. I'm not going to fall for your stupid ass tricks. And then instead of backtracking at all or anything, he just immediately moves to the next person. And he's like, oh, look at that fucking guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but you're smarter than that. You know what's up. I think that's very funny.
Over enthusiastic with scamming. This guy just sounds like hilarious.
I would like him to be funny. I think he's funny, in my opinion.
I mean, just that premise alone of like trying to scam someone, them catching on, then just immediately moving on, just sounds really funny.
I thought it was, and thanks. What was I going to say about him as well? I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, I came up with this character. This is an exclusive. I've never talked about this. Okay. This character was actually 2 at one point in time, like 3 years ago or something, when I was starting to plot out things. It was the pig, and it was a photographer. I'm not going to explain what the photographer even means, because I would have to explain the whole context of the chapter, and I'm not going to do that. But, like, the photographer was called Buddy, and the pig had a different name. Except, like, the more I thought about it, like, there were too many characters in the chapter, and I thought, this is just way too many for no reason. I'm going to combine these two, because they kind of have similar-ish roles in the plot.
That's a smart way of doing it. You know, I was
that's thinking, usually how I do it.
You know, I was thinking, like, I swear, like, the pig's name wasn't always Buddy. It had a different name. Like, I think you had said the name before, but it definitely wasn't that, I'm pretty sure.
In my design docs that I posted a couple of months ago, I think, which are pretty old. Those design docs are not from this year. The pig's name was Spray. It's because, like, I can talk about this because most of that's fucking scrapped. It's not going to matter to anything. Basically, Chloe, who is Jacob's cousin and the main, not Chloe from the server, different Chloe. This character's been named way This character's name has been Chloe for a while. It's okay. Chloe Ramble, who is Jacob's cousin, and the dreamer of the first chapter, so the one who he actually goes inside a dream of. She was meant to be an artist in art school, and Spray was going to be like some kind of drawing shit to do in a graffiti style. That was the idea at first. Stuff has changed since then. Chloe's no longer an artist. She's an actor, like a stage actor.
Okay.
And I am happier with that direction, because it allows me to do a lot more cool shit. I guess I'll leave it at that. The symbolism goes crazy.
I know, that's actually a pretty good way of going about it. I don't know, just everything you've said about this game does sound really cool. It sounds like there's a lot of like passion behind it. You have many ideas. I love this damn pig. Like, every time you mention the pig, my immediate thought is Mo from Undertale Yellow.
Yeah.
Like, that is like, the vibe I get.
I came up with Buddy before playing Undertale Yellow, but I think he's since gone on to influence Buddy a bit because it's a similar character.
Such a silly guy. I don't know, just like such an overly enthusiastic scammer to the point of just like being stupid about it. Just sounds so funny.
Everyone's just aware that they can't trust him, and he does not pick up on the fact that no one trusts him.
I think the idea of like a scammer who is so bad, everyone knows they are terrible, but they think they're really good. That just premise just sounds so funny because the contrast. Because they have all the confidence, they think, oh yeah, I'm so good at scamming. I can sweet talk this person into whatever I want, and everyone around them is just onto their shit. Everyone around them knows what they're trying to do. It sounds so funny.
Thanks. I think like a key factor of it as well is the aftermath of being called on their bullshit, because he does not reflect, he does not adjust, he fucking moves on.
Doesn't even deny it though either, just moves on.
He doesn't deny it. He only adjusts. He only adjusts whenever everyone in the room is fed up with his bullshit, and he doesn't adjust that much. He backtracks like he wanted $100. He now wants 90. You know, like he only slightly adjusts. By the way, he does not. He never asks for money. Like it's just an example. The things he wants are more abstract because it's a dream. He only slightly adjusts.
I love this.
I did have an earlier draft, which we'll get back to. And I think the way I wrote him there is just like, I might honestly, whenever I do my next draft, which would hopefully be the first finished one, I think I'm just probably going to lift a bunch of lines from that draft because I think it's just fucking perfect the way it's there. I think he's just, that's how he talks. I can't do better.
If it works. I know, it sounds really cool.
Anyway, back to my notes. Oh, yeah. So I mentioned back then that there was this character. Everyone has this character. Every dreamer has this dream character that I mentioned as a nightmare character, which is basically most mystery games, they have a culprit, but dreams don't have culprits. So I came up with a system where one of the figments, one of the dream characters was going to be a nightmare. And what that means is they reveal their true form and they're kind of like spooky and stuff. And then you have to argue with them at the end to prove to them that their fears are unfounded or something like that. It's different for everyone. And basically I said, oh, and Jacob also has a nightmare character is what I mean. And it's kind of the main villain of the game, and it shows up a couple of times and stuff. And I named them Nightmares, and their name was Nightmares until this year. And I was like, nice. Yeah, I don't know what to name them. Like, there are nightmares, so I guess I'm gonna name them Nightmares, and that makes sense. And then one day, it just fucking hit me that I'm fucking stupid, and their name, very clearly, from the very beginning, should have been Inner Demons. Because they are demons!
That is so much better.
It is.
Inner Demons.
Like, it almost sounds like I thought of the concept of an inner demon and worked backwards. No, I didn't. I was just stupid.
Because they're literally the inner demon.
They are.
Yeah, no. Nightmare sounds like a good placeholder, but Inner Demons fits way more. That's actually really smart.
That's and really I think it sounds cool as well.
Oh, that sounds very cool. Inner Demons. That is like... It sounds like a fucking like an Ace Attorney level like name pun.
It's not even a pun, but that's what they are. Yeah, I guess it is a pun, kind of, because inner demons aren't actual demons. So yeah,
that just sounds really really cool. I am like honestly, I really hope this game like comes to fruition.
I wanted to.
It sounds.
I'm working
really,
hard on
really
it now.
Cool.
I'm working hard on it right now. I am very soon gonna whip up like an actual prototype for like to the systems for me to work, because once you have the systems in place, it's kind of like just a matter of putting it in, which is still a lot of fucking work. but yeah. Anyway,
that's fair though. That sounds very cool though.
Thanks. I gotta read this one. This one's longer.
Okay.
Oh yeah, plotting. I said that. Back then I said like, oh, I still gotta plot some things out, and that's kind of the part that's made me stuck for the past couple of years, because like plotting, I know what things have to happen and when they have to happen, roughly. But plotting the actual gameplay flow is a fucking nightmare. Because when do we have to write? Once I'm in the zone and I'm just writing dialogue, I can whip up fucking 40 pages in a couple of hours. Like, I'm in the zone. That part is fun. That part I like. But actually plotting out the flow of gameplay and, like, what kind of things you present, what kind of things you investigate, like, what you have to interact with, that part has been frustrating. Because it's very hard to decide what to include for the players to reach the conclusion you want them to reach, and that's the part that's made me stuck.
Yeah, like I have no idea how anyone plans mystery games because surely figuring out how to plan everything is like the mystery in of itself. Like that just sounds insanely challenging to plan out. It is.
However. As I said at the beginning, I have found the workflow. I think after many iterations and many tries, I think I finally found a workflow that works. Okay. Because at first I just like kind of bullshitted. I just wrote a bunch of shit and hoped to, okay, I'm going to set this up. I'm going to remember I'm going to remember that I set this up 40 pages ago and I'm going to put it later and it's going to all work out. Writer's block fucking hits like a truck whenever that happens. So I stopped that. I started using diagrams. I use this program called Camunda, which is something I learned in university. It's for like business processes and shit. It's boring stuff, but it's very useful to just whip up a bunch of boxes that connect to each other, which is enough to plot out, where does the statement go? Where do you connect with that? Where do you present this thing? Like, if you just figure out a system within those tools that you have, it's pretty easy to do. And that was useful up to a certain point, because the same issue happened again. I'm setting this up. When does it fucking happen again? I don't know. I don't know when this thing's gonna come up again. It was pretty useful. And I did redo the things that I had done when I was just kind of bullshitting and going with the flow. And it all looked pretty fucking good to me, like the beginning parts. Like the way things flowed was really good. I was just struggling with continuing. But then, like, I think a couple of weeks ago, I made a very bad mistake, a very, very grave mistake, which is I reread the most recent draft that I had done, like, late last year.
Right.
Why is this a mistake, you might wonder? Because I fucking liked it. I fucking really liked it. This is awful. This was meant to be the bad way to do it. What do you mean I like what I had there?
Oh, God.
Basically, the flow that I'd been planning out in my program, like, it was bad compared to the other thing I had already written.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on. I was going to have Ramble.
No, I wasn't going to say anything too relevant. I was going to continue afterwards.
That's fair. I mean, like, I know it's not exactly the same thing as like planning out an entire mystery game, but like I have been like trying to figure out how to plan that story I want to write. I want to write. I'm planning on like slowly writing a story based in like the Tato universe, right? There's like an entire story to it, but I also want to keep it like semi-canon to what's already happened in the Tato lore.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be some like retcons, but hopefully not too many. But like planning everything, making sure all of the details are like in place, because I also want there to be some element of a mystery to it. So having to like plan that mystery, maybe clues towards that mystery, maybe a little bit of foreshadowing, things like that. It's difficult to plan out. There are so many details you have to manage, and then also trying to avoid plot holes as well.
True.
Like, I've never written a story before, so doing that and then also managing a mystery and making it all work. I think my focus right now is to try and get like the first draft, just have it like this rough mess of roughly what happens, and then add in more details later.
That's kind of the way people do it. That's kind of the way most writers do it, I think.
Yeah, like a very, very stripped down version of just the events of what happens, just so you can then bulk it out later. But it's a bit of a challenge because I'm still like going over things in my head and trying to figure out, okay, do I want that to happen or do I want this to happen? Like I know like the general story I want to tell. I know some of the big twists that I want there to be, and I know what I want the outcome to be.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not fully sure on like the steps in between everything there.
Yeah, that's usually where we got lost in the weeds.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I've got some ideas for like some things in the middle, some big twists, some big plot points that happen in the middle. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's the small bits that I'm unsure about. It's the tiny little bits of information, the tiny little clues, the subtle like nods, that kind of thing. Like, that's the tricky part. And
That
also
is
tying
tricky.
it in to the existing Tato lore, the parts that I don't want to retcon. It's challenging.
Yeah. that part's probably really hard because you didn't plan planning to make a story like.
It's definitely challenging. Like I know, like so it's set before season 1, so it's set in like the past, but there is still lore from that time in Tato. So
Yeah.
I have to figure out, okay, which of this, like I have like a general premise for this story and some lore which I can't change because that is like the foundation for this story. But some of this foundation conflicts with what I've already written years ago. So
Yeah.
so there's definitely nothing I can do to avoid a retcon, but like, I don't know. It's just writing is a pain in the ass, is what I'm trying to say here.
It's very fucking hard.
It's very fucking hard.
Back when I was plotting the outline, like the main outline that I've had kind of locked and loaded for years, like the bit that changed the most was the middle. That's for sure. Like I had the very beginning, I had the very end, and then the middle was just kind of like the no man's land, but I didn't know what was going to happen. I had one version of the middle that I stuck around for a while. That's something to do with like a photographer or something, and then he had a daughter, not the same photographer as the chapter 1. You can see why I didn't go with this one.
It'd be confusing.
Because it'd be confusing. But yeah, it was just kind of confusing. I like the one I have now, which I'm not going to go into detail because like I think I said it in a podcast before. One of the things in the middle, which is like a very cool moment, I think, a very cool turning point, came about fully out of necessity. It wasn't even, most cool moments in stories are kind of like, oh, this would be cool to have. Let me bend over backwards to make that happen. But not this one. But not this one. This one, like, I was like, how do I do this? And then suddenly, a cool moment dropped on my fucking head and was like, hey, this is the solution to all your problems. This is how you connect both parts. And it's also hype moments in aura at the same time.
I honestly, okay, like, I'm trying to not steal your spotlight, but like I relate to that so much. So when it comes to like writing, right now, all I've done is like a couple paragraphs in chapter 1, but I'm still at the point where I'm like planning out the story first.
Yeah, which is also important.
The big points. But like I had a couple of like plot holes. I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to figure out why. Like what happens here, and then I think of, okay, this is what should happen. It sounds really fucking cool. It would solve the plot hole, and it also it sounds like a cool twist. It sounds really cool. It's cool. I'm trying to not say much because all I've really done for this story so far is publish the prologue, and the prologue is like none of the story. I mean.
Yeah,
there's
it's
like
just kind of setting up.
Essentially, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's like it's basically before a story is being told.
It's like the framing device behind the story.
Yeah, it's like the framing device. It frames, it's sitting down a bunch of kids and saying, okay, here's a story. I'm going to tell the story. A story that happened many, many years ago. And then chapter 1 starts with said story. But like, I haven't done any writing for it. But I've got a cool thing, which I don't think anyone's noticed yet. So, okay, Harry done a Tato News about a week or so ago now.
Yep.
And there was a segment that he had me record to talk about the story. My story segment, the segment where I talk about the story, had a hidden message in there.
Did it?
I was very careful with my words, but there is a hidden message in what I said.
Is it?
And I wrote it at 1 a.m. Like he wrote to me past midnight saying, "Hey Lib, do you want to like record a thing for Tato News?" I'm like, "Okay, give me a bit of time to write out my notes." Sent it to him at 1 a.m. like. But yeah, there is a hidden message there. And it is like, yeah, it's a cool.
I'll need to look at that later. I'm curious about what
I
the
was
message
planning
is.
on just not telling anyone, but like, I don't think anyone's ever going to notice otherwise. So like, there is like a hidden message.
Fair. I would not think to look. In stark contrast to that, when Harry DM'd me asking to voice in the Tato News, because I also did that as not as me, just as a fucking guest. Didn't tell me I was a guest.
I think we should.
In contrast to that, I just kind of fucking improvised the whole thing.
It was really funny. It was really funny. For anyone who's not aware, so Tato is the server that I run, the Minecraft server. And Harry, a good friend, Haroldine, he sometimes does a little show called Tato News where he goes over things that happen on the server, anything related to the server. That's why he mentioned the story, because it's the same universe kind of thing. But then there was a bit with Lion, because we had, Minecraft had the drop where happy ghasts are added. These, just happy ghasts, you can ride them. And there was just one in our shopping district. And Harry had Lion record lines for a character that he didn't say anything about. And we didn't know until the video came out that he was just voicing a happy ghast, talking about honeycomb and the economy. And it was this whole thing. It was really funny.
I was curious about how I was going to do. I thought, like he said, I'll work around it. And I was like, okay. I don't know how you're going to record the character that I am, but like, sure. I guess I was just a guest.
You were just aghast. And I love how you rambled for so long as well. It was brilliant.
I told him to cut in the middle, and he decided to not cut.
He left it all in.
It's just in.
He
it was funny that way as well.
Sentence. I had a specific message. I mean, he didn't cut out. I think all he cut out was like a thank you at the end.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't. Like the message was still there. Like it's intact.
Okay.
But like that was a funny thing. Okay, I mean, do you have more rambles about this?
I do.
Game? Okay, go for it.
I do. I left you off the cliffhanger. I said, I liked it, and that's a bad thing. But I think it's because of that I found the workflow that I think works now. Because basically I realized that I am really good at bullshitting just a conversation that sounds good. Like a conversation that flows pretty well. Because when everything's just laid out in a bunch of squares on a graph, it's good to plot things out, but it's pretty bad when it's meant to be a conversation that's happening and it's meant to flow well. Because when I just was writing off the cuff, it flowed pretty well in that last draft that I did. Like the things flowed well, the things connected to each other. It made sense. And at the top of it, like, it was a tutorial. It was explaining you how to do things, and I think it flowed pretty fucking well within the story. Okay. In a way that the new one kind of didn't. So what I decided, and what I've been doing, and what has been working wonders so far, is I just kind of brain dump a whole conversation between two characters. Like, not them actually talking, just the details of what someone is saying. Like, this character said this, and then this character said something like that. About the main confrontations, like the last one against Chloe's inner demon, which is a spoiler. I would not say which one it is. There's like 3 characters. It could be ho ho ho. Anyway, I just kind of brain dumped the whole thing. I adjusted to make sense, like the kind of questions and answers that have to be given out. Like the inner demon says this, and then Jacob says this in response. And what I've been doing is I've been using that same program, Commanda, and I've been graphing out based on that little brain dump on the Google Doc what each thing that you have to present is, and what the character is actually saying. What are you refuting? Like, what is the thing the character's saying, and what you have to present to refute that? And I think that's working out, because now, once I have those things set like that, I can go back to the beginning of the chapter, and like also plot out where things go, because now I know what I'm working towards. I'm working towards having those specific things that you are presenting, because if you don't have those things, I need to set up a point where you get those things, and I know roughly where you have to get them, like just placing them in the chapter. Like, you get this thing early on, you get this thing kind of late. I know where to set them up roughly. I just have to make up a scenario where the player can investigate and talk to people and get those things to set up so that they can use them in the big conversation that actually matters. So now that those are set up, it's much easier to go back, except for the beginning part. I think I'm just gonna fucking read the draft again, and I'm gonna just kind of copy what the things I put there into the graph, because those were good. I like the way it flowed in the first draft.
I mean, being able to like go back to your old draft and like picking out the parts that you still like, that's good, because I mean, it's still work that you've put into it.
Yeah,
but in general, go on.
I was surprised at how funny it was. Like, I laughed at my stupid ass jokes. Like, there's a point,
and that's a good sign.
There's a point where, like, usually you have to talk to. There's a whole gameplay system which I'm not going to go into now. It's the main like gameplay loop where you talk to people, and the important bits that they said just kind of show up around them, and you can refute specific ones, and it's kind of how you advance the story. For one of them, Chloe, who is the dreamer, and she's asleep and she's unconscious, she doesn't notice a very fucking obvious big thing. Like, it's very obvious, very big, very clear. Right. And she doesn't notice it, and Jacob's like, hey, what about that? And she's like, what's that? I don't know anything about that. And then Sonia, just without hesitation, she's just like, ... Jacob, you didn't tell me she was stupid. And then I laughed at that. And I laughed at that when I reread it.
You know, honestly, like, funny writing is just, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're at a point where you're making yourself laugh, like, that's a sign it's good writing. That's good writing.
I hope it is. I'm also particularly attached. I think I've posted this like 2 times or 3 times. There's like an exchange where like you investigated the box, and Jacob's like just looking at it and thinking, and he's like, I wonder. And then Sonia's like, oh, no, let me help you. In my opinion, that's a box. And he's like, yeah, fucking obviously.
Okay, no, that sounds really good. Honestly, like, what do we even call that type of humor? I don't know, just like blunt.
I don't know.
Blunt, straight to the point, like not really rude, but like that kind of humor. That just sounds funny.
That's kind of like Sonia's humor. Like, most of their dynamic is... it's kind of inspired by dynamics that you see in Ace Attorney a bit, but usually the assistant character is annoying. I mean, they're usually not annoying, but like they annoy the main character just by being enthusiastic and stuff. I want Sonia to just be a little shit. I just want her to be like sarcastic on purpose. Like, it's specifically to get under Jacob's skin.
That just sounds like a funny
targeted.
Character. Like an assistant which just bullies you. Like,
she does. She just fucking calls Jacob Goggles because he wears goggles, like big goggles, for no reason. She just calls him Goggles throughout most of the chapter. There's also like one exchange that I didn't laugh, but I thought was funny, where like she's wearing pretty casual clothes to begin with. And when Jacob first meets her, he's like, oh, what are you doing here out in the middle of nowhere in the field? And she's like, oh, I'm just going on a hike, like same as you. And then he's like, huh. Kind of weird to wear like jeans and stuff to a hike. And she's like, oh, okay, it's like you're one to talk about how people are fucking dressed, you weirdo, because he's got like a jacket. He's got like a jacket over his shoulders and not going through his sleeves. He's got weird goggles. He's got some boots with details that I don't even know what those are. I just put them there. Like, his clothes are weird. It's kind of on purpose because it's in the middle of the dream.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I did forget that it is all in a dream. But I don't know. Just that kind of like blunt, like not maybe friendly is not the right word, but like just I can't really describe it. Jokey, bantery kind of.
It's banter, yeah.
Yeah, like bantery kind of like.
It's
jokingly
banter.
Rude, kind of.
Like, the idea, I mean, not just the idea, because I've written stuff, obviously, and it kind of goes that way, is Jacob doesn't really take jokes about himself that well. He does not know how to react. He's just kind of like the guy who goes, what, and then doesn't fucking say anything back.
I don't know, just everything you're saying about the game just sounds very cool. Like, I mean, what I've seen character design... Sorry?
I said I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah, no, you definitely sound it. Like, whenever you send like any form of like character design that you're working on, it all just looks really cool. And like you're able to like ramble about this. Like you rambled about this first like 2 years ago, and you're still like interested in making this. Like I am.
Yes.
Really wanting to see this because it sounds really good.
Same. The reason I am still so invested in this all these years later, even though like not much has come of it, and I hope I can rectify that relatively soon, is that like this is just the kind of game that I would like to play. I would like it if this was real already, so I wouldn't have to put in the work. I could just play it. I just want this thing to be a real thing that exists.
Honestly, just the premise of like going into dreams and like sorting stuff out. Like I was listening back to the old podcasts, and when you first mentioned this game, this is before you played either Somnium Files.
It was.
You didn't really know the premise of that game. But like, it's different. Like you're not going in there to solve the dreams. You're going in there to like find information in the dreams. So it's different. Yeah. But like the idea of like going into a dream and like solving whatever the fuck's going on, that's a very good premise. And then having like a nightmare character as well, which Inner Demons, very cool name.
Awesome. Thanks.
It's a really cool name. Yeah, no, I just think it's really cool.
Thanks. I was gonna say something else. I forgot what it was. It's not on my notes. I think my notes ended there. Fuck.
We gotta love having brain freeze. Happens a lot.
It sure does. It happens a lot to Jacob as well.
Go into the dream and just solve why you're so fucking stupid.
Like, I can talk about this actually. Like, I've never talked about this, I don't think, because it's not that interesting to talk about, like, just out of nowhere. But in the sequence, like, of everything else that came before it, I can just ramble about it. The quote-unquote magic system behind all this. Because, like, you talked about Ida Somnium Files, there is no magic. Debatable. Debatable. But for the most part, there is no, like, magic. It's all, like, technology and stuff.
Yeah.
But the main focus of what my dream game, which I will have to come up with a name for this eventually.
It's been your dream game for so long, and when you very first started talking about it, but I think when you didn't really mention the dreams all that much, I thought you were just saying, "Oh, this is the game that you really want to make," which yeah, it is. But like a dream game,
it was always a play on words, but the play on words can't be its full name forever. I had some names that were in my head for a while, but I don't think any of them fit. Like one of them was just like the Dream Detective, which is like very generic, but it kind of gets to the point. Lucid Stories was another one, but I don't think it kind of. I don't think it has that punch. You know, it needs to have a bit of punch to it.
Yeah,
I want like the menus and stuff to be pretty stylish because I was not even planning on talking about this, but yeah, I want the menus to be diegetic. Like it's not just a menu; this is how Jacob organizes his stuff. His thoughts go into the thought hole, and the thought bubble shows up, and it's plunked in there, and then it closes, and it's there. It's an actual thing that exists.
So diegetic being like in universe menus.
Yeah, in universe,
like actually there.
Yeah,
that's honestly cool. Instead of just like a button on screen.
Yeah, because it's a dream. You can just fucking do it. You can just do it. Yeah, I was not planning on talking about it. I was going to talk about the quote-unquote magic system of it all.
Okay.
Which, like, at first I was like, oh, I gotta go into detail about how this stuff works. And I kind of do. That's all I'll say. But there's kind of a bit of exploration eventually of how and why these abilities exist. But it's not the meat and potatoes of it, because I always wanted to focus on characters and character motivations and fears and character interactions and, like, being lost in the weeds about, like, what the specifics of the fucking dream magic are. It just does not interest me that much. There's only enough there to contribute to the story and how things progress, but it's not the main point. I don't give a shit about what kind of brain magic makes this possible. It just is. And some people are aware of it, and most people aren't. And that's about all that there is to that. I don't care how he's able to do it. Jacob's just able to do it. He just woke up one day and he can do it, which might or might not be explained. Yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is it's not an origin story. You're not gonna, whenever first chapter's done, you're not gonna be there and then Jacob's like, whoa, what is this? What can I do? No, the game starts and he can already do it. He's been able to do it for like 3 years, just fucking
That's
whatever.
Pretty good way of doing it. That's a good way of doing it. I know, it's different. You have a lot of games that, like, while it is cool to have, like, the characters, like, learn how to do things, that is an interesting point. It's also nice to have the other side where they already know what they're doing. And you're just, it's the player learning how to do these things.
The way I lay out the
tutorial,
tutorial, the way I lay out the tutorial is that, like, Jacob knows what to do, And then not Jacob, and then Sonia, the annoying little shit she is, she's like, so are you gonna explain to me what you're doing or what? And he's like, well, no, you're not real. I don't have to explain to you anything. And she's like, are you sure? I'm gonna be so annoying if you don't say anything. It's like, okay, fucking fine. Okay, this is how that works.
That sounds like, honestly, that sounds like a very, very funny way of like introducing a tutorial. Instead of just breaking the fourth wall and being, okay, here's a tutorial. This is what you do. Or the character suddenly forgetting how to do their job. You just have this annoying little shit appear demanding to know what to do. Like that's a smart way of doing it.
I've been talking about a lot about how Sonia's kind of annoying. I don't want her to be full annoying. I want it to be a lovable amount of annoying. Yeah. She's meant to be likable at the end of the day. And she
like
is
a friendly annoying.
Yeah, she is useful. She comes in clutch many times.
Okay,
yeah.
I think the fact that if she actually has like a purpose in the plot as well, that just makes her more likable immediately.
Oh boy, does she have a purpose in the plot.
Oh boy, am I looking forward to hearing this whenever the game's done. Whenever, not if ever. Because I have faith that you can do it.
Whenever. Thanks. I also have faith in me.
HyLion's dream game is the Silk Song of...
That's not true, because apparently they were just working on it. It's not gonna,
true, actually. You got a release date today, didn't it?
Yeah, we did get a release date today.
They're going to cancel it. If you're
listening to this in 3 years, it's coming out in 2 weeks. If you're listening to
They're
this in 2 weeks,
cancel it in 13 days.
And go play Silk Song.
I'm actually like surprised it's actually coming out, to be honest.
I'm not. I believe the whole time.
I've been a doubter. I didn't think it was actually going to come out, but then again, I haven't really been part of the Silk Song hype show. I haven't even finished HyLion. I need to finish it.
They gave us the 2025 release date. I never doubted, never since then.
Fair. That's fair, actually. Yeah, true. I maybe I doubted, but I haven't really been paying much attention to any of it, so...
Yeah, fair.
Fair.
Okay,
well, that has been a lovely ramble. Unless there's more, is there?
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
I don't think there's anything more.
Thank you.
Unless you want me to spoil everything.
Spoil your game? No, don't.
Okay, so the first inner demon is
Sans and no. So,
the first.
I'm in a point with my story where both Lion and Sean, the two people I've been talking to about the story, they don't want to know.
Yeah.
The lore. They don't want to know I've got no one to talk to about it. But I respect that.
Look, I'm
because
sorry.
the twists are pretty good. The twists are pretty good. I respect that.
Most of the reason I'm keeping you guys in the dark instead of talking about stuff for my game is because eventually I do need playtesters to tell me what works and what doesn't. And if I spoil it beforehand, you're just going to know. It's not going to...
That's fair. That is very valid. Okay. Well, thank you for your ramble, Lion. That has been
welcome.
Lovely. I will say I haven't had much to say. I think that's probably the best way of doing this is just let the guest ramble, because a lot of the time I don't have a lot to add. But I did
think you added. I think some questions you added like moved the conversation along. I think it was useful.
That's fair. Well, I'm glad you feel that way. I want there to be like a ramble segment in each episode. Just have someone on to ramble about anything they're interested in. Like it could be mostly anything. I'm not sure what the limits are of the rambles. We'll see.
Get someone to ramble about a really fucking good block of cheese they ate once.
I mean, if that's what someone wants to ramble about, fucking go ahead. Like,
it would be interesting, to be fair.
Honestly,
I said it as a joke, but it might be interesting.
I think the requirements are, if you're already a part of this community, if you talk. I feel like because we tried doing a form of not only kind of text to speech, and by that we had someone who doesn't speak, and we had Lion reading out everything he said.
And it worked perfectly the whole time. It was
lovely. It was possibly the second shortest episode we've ever done.
It worked lovely the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was a jank mess. I feel like if we were to do that, we'd need to figure out a good way for it to work. But for now, until we have that sorted out, someone who talks, I feel like, until we have it figured out anyway, someone who's a part of the community is fine to answer these questions. And just has, in general, just something to ramble about. Like, for me, I can ramble endlessly about Tatum, my done Minecraft server passion project. Lion has his game. I'm sure you've all got something to ramble about. I'm sure everyone has like something that they can just talk non-stop about. Everyone has something.
Everyone's passionate about something.
But if it's something that you want to share with the world, or at least this small little part of the internet, then let us know in the comments. Haha, that's how we do it. That's how we get the engagement.
Let's go!
Okay, look, I'm being honest. Like, on my main channel, I don't care about algorithm shit at all. Like, I've gone like 11 years of doing YouTube with like very little growth. I don't care. But I feel like this podcast might be a nice little thing where we just try and push it just a little bit, just see what happens. So,
by the way, only a small percentage of our listeners are actually subscribed. So.
Actually, right now I think it's like very few.
True right now.
I would say 0 because this is a new channel. It's not a new channel. This is a repurposed one. We had like this thing about like 5 years ago where it was called Communitato, where people would like send videos and we'd like post them. I don't really know what the premise behind it was. It's definitely not something I would do these days. Because the idea of just like someone sending a video, I edit it down and then upload it to this channel. Doing that daily, this lasted like 5 days, by the way. I couldn't manage it for long. And then also making art for the thumbnails was hell. But it was a thing.
Oh God. It was an interesting idea.
It was an interesting idea, but I don't really understand the premise of doing it. Like, what's stopping you from just uploading it on your own channel? I don't know. But the channel's been repurposed for the podcast now, so it's here. Before it was on my main channel. I just feel like maybe it might be better if it's like in its own place. Just have the Potato Fields branding everywhere without it just being split down the middle with me. So that just might be better. We do have one more section, Lion.
Oh, we sure do.
We sure do. It's quite a quick one. It's the Quickfire Round.
By
we have the Quickfire. It is by definition quick. So, we've expanded how the Quickfire Round worked. Back in season 1, that's what we're calling the 7 episodes we done 2 years ago. There was, I think, about 3, maybe 4 questions. Now there is 6. Some of them are the same. But there are a couple of new ones. Now, I want to ask the same questions every single time. So any guest after Lion who has watched the podcast or just this episode or anything other than that, you'd have the benefit of foresight. You will know what the questions are. Lion does not have that. I'm nerfed. But it's okay, because this is Lion. He is the Green Hill Zone of the podcast. He will be back on at some point, knowing the questions in advance.
And hopefully next time, I can show you a full game.
Show a full game. I'm getting a timer. Just at the ready. I don't remember how much time I gave last time. I think it was probably a minute.
I don't remember either.
Maybe it was a minute. I'll do a minute. To answer these questions. Actually, a minute for 6 questions? That's 10 seconds a question. That's not that much. 30 seconds.
Oh, God.
I am giving you 30 seconds.
God damn.
Maybe that's a bit mean. No, 30 seconds. Right, so.
Sure, let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Right. Oh, actually, ooh. You know what? I'll give you 40, because there's a couple that require a bit of thought. But we'll do 40 seconds.
Just hit me.
40 seconds. Okay, right. So, visual watchers, you'll see me like tab out, and because it's Minecraft, you'll just see like the chat pop up.
Oh, right.
Okay, right. So, are you ready for the questions, Lion?
Sure.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is your name backwards?
Fucking Yoli.
What's your favorite color?
Green. Duh.
Name an animal.
Fucking zebra. What? I'm a lion. What?
Okay, what's the nearest thing to you could use as a weapon? IRL.
Oh, very easy. A fucking ruler right now. Are you listening?
Okay,
Damn.
Name any game.
Fucking Super Mario Odyssey. Sure, yeah, that's a game.
Who do you want to see on the podcast next?
God, so many people. Jesus Christ. Lily was gonna be on season 1 and she was never there. So
Lily. Okay.
Lily.
Okay, fine. Let me tell you that you had about 3 seconds left, roughly about 3 secones. Awesome.
Jeez.
Not too bad. You had that. You had that. Okay, so
Maybe you need to decrease it.
maybe we'll do a time attack thing where like you've got to do it fast. I don't know. We'll maybe just I don't know. But I mean, there's nothing stopping people from like preparing these questions in advance. So
Sure.
I might need to change like one question here or there every time just to throw someone off. Like have one new question and let's remove one. I don't know.
What's your least favorite color?
What's your second favorite color?
I don't even know what my second favorite color is.
So, I mean, the reason why I done those questions was purely just so I could, like, if I'm ever bored one day, I can draw this really stupid thing combining your answers. So your name backwards, right? So it was like Noil, right?
Yeah, I added, it was Noil E because I added the Y and the H because it's HyLion.
Oh yeah, true, HyLion. Noily. Okay, so you'd have someone named, so hang on, no, so you said zebra, didn't you, for an animal? So you'd have a green zebra named
sense.
Noily. What was your weapon? It was a ruler.
It was ruler. Like a plastic ruler.
What was the game?
Transparent. At Mario Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey. So you would have a yellow zebra named Noily with a weapon that is a ruler attacking Lily playing Mario Odyssey.
I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Just some sort of like combination of all of the answers. I think the idea of that is just really funny. You just have all of these like just mishmashes of like animals, colors, weapons, names. And then the game one, I just threw that one in. Like, I didn't really know what that one would really result in because that seems like a bit of an outlier there.
Yeah.
No idea. Maybe it's set in Mario Odyssey. I don't know. You just
fucking she's in Cap Kingdom.
There's just this green zebra running around terrorizing Lily in like the fucking Sand Kingdom or something. I don't know.
Awesome.
Well, I think that's it. Like we're at the bottom of my notes page. We're at the bottom of the page. Like we have done.
I've also hit the bottom of my page.
We've done this in 2 hours, Lion.
Whoa, let's go! High five. Minecraft.
We can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I added a mod for like emotes, but like I didn't add one for like clapping or anything like that.
Forgot
Any
about
audio
that.
listeners, this would mean nothing.
It would.
Because like I said, this isn't a Minecraft podcast, as you surely know by now. But we record it in Minecraft, mostly for like stylistic purposes, but also not all of us have, want to have our cameras on or anything like that. I think it's good to just do it, like have a nice visual, and the visual's Minecraft. But because it's not real life, we can't, have that level of interaction. So I added an emotes mod, but I haven't configured any of it. So you can just, it's all just the default options. And then it's whatever.
It's just so stupid. How does this work?
You're just doing whatever that dance is, and you're like clipping through the sofa. I might need to configure for the next episode. I don't even know who the next guest is. You said Lily. I might see if I can get Lily for the next episode. We'll see.
I mean, you can get anyone. Anyone would be fine. I struggled to. I could have gone over time just thinking about who I'd like to say. I just said Lily because I remember she was meant to be.
Last time 2 years ago, you said Ham and Lily, and then Ham was in the next episode.
Oh, that's what I was remembering. Yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't had Lily yet. There's a few people we haven't actually had yet.
That's true.
But for algorithm's sake, if any of you have any questions that you would like answered, actually, like genuinely, please, because we are struggling with questions. Like the debate ones, I scoured a handful of like old Reddit threads from like 15 years ago and whatnot. And I've got, how many questions have I got for the debate questions? I've got...
That's something like 5 or something, right?
Debate questions, I've got about 12.
Oh,
I've got plenty of those, but those are the hardest ones to find. Coming up with these is hard. Like, I was very close to adding Schrodinger's cat. Didn't have that one.
I thought about that as well.
I'm trying to, like philosophy ones are fine, but, like, the overly deep ones where there isn't really an answer. I don't think they work as well. I think the ones where like it's purely down to like your opinion, that's funny.
If
Like-
you had gotten me started on Schrodinger's cat, I would not have shut up until now, I think.
Oh, I realized that. There was what's the one mentioned in Nirvana Initiative, the cave one, Allegory of the Cave, whatever that is.
Yeah.
That one came up, and I was tempted, but I didn't really know how to word that as a question.
What do you think of the allegory of the cave?
Yeah, it's not really a debate thing. It's more so just a philosophy thing.
Yeah.
But then there's the gaming questions. The gaming ones I'm also struggling with. So the gaming ones, I generally just want there to be like not necessarily focused on any game in particular, but I mean, if that's what comes to mind, go for it. Like I thought of the Smash main one.
Yeah.
I might have one where favorite Minecraft wood type, something like that. Main in Mario Kart, things like that. But I typically am looking for like general gaming ones. Like, what's one on here that I can use another one? Are there any games that you're currently hyped for? Or can you handle horror games? Things like that.
You can't have that hype one for another 2 weeks because you know the answer already. It's not going to be that interesting. It's all song.
It's the latest piece of eShop shovelware. I'm trying to make a joke about how the eShop's a mess. So there's gaming ones. The other ones is also the personal ones. They're the ones that don't fit into the first two categories. I have one, and that was the Wi-Fi name one. I had one, and I have none. Because I don't like to reuse questions unless I'm all out. So I'm completely out of those. And it's actually quite hard to find those, because I searched up like funny personal questions to ask friends. Just general things to find those questions. And I wasn't really getting that much. Because a lot of what I was finding was like questions to ask friends as like trivia about yourself. Yeah. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just like, because I could ask like genuine personal questions, but I like asking silly ones.
Yeah.
I think the silly ones are funny.
You know what might be a good way of getting questions like that, maybe? It's going on Fibbage All About You and just like looking at the kind of shit that they ask.
I thought you were going to say by looking in the comments down below, but like...
that too,
we're going to get like 2 people commenting. Like, but no, Fibbage is actually a very smart... I might actually have to do that. Just go on Fibbage and just look at the questions. That's actually a smart way of doing it. Okay, I semi-lied. I forgot that like in my notes, so the very beginning of this little book, I've like planned out like the episode structure, and I wrote other/personal questions. But like later in the book when I actually write down the questions, I've put other and personal questions separately.
What?
I don't know why, but I've got 3 of those, and 1 or 2 of those aren't that bad. Like I could use them, but I don't really have that many, so I should probably find some more.
Yeah,
and
probably.
Then yeah, that's really it. But like I said, if you're interested in being on here and you're already a part of the community, that's a big thing because I am awkward as fuck with new people. So I'd ideally have to know you a little bit first.
Hey, you random person! Do you want?
Hey, you random person! Chair? Join the podcast. Sit on that chair. That'd be so awkward. I have some ideas for who to bring on. There are some people who have not been on the podcast yet. Some people who I think are interested, and there are some people whose rambles I'm interested in hearing. So maybe just stay tuned, because we've got some good ideas.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And smash that like button.
Smash that like button. This is also a new channel. If you came here from Discord, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because this isn't my main channel. This is a different channel. Unless you've been here for the past 5 years, you're not subscribed. It's a new channel.
And for that algorithm boost.
For the algorithm
Mr. Beast,
boost.
Subway Surfers, fucking
what's trending?
Labubu.
I don't even know what that is. I hear people talking. I don't even know what that is.
Fucking what's more topical shit? Fuck. Mr. Beast 2.
Mr. Beast 2. It's just when you thought 1 was bad enough. Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Did YouTube remove the trending tab?
I don't know.
I don't see it unless I'm blind. I was so tempted just to look up what was trending, just to make a joke about it, but I can't think.
We
of
have
anything.
not had a question. We've just been rambling now.
We've just been rambling, but that's a good thing. We've been making rambling being more of a staple of this podcast.
It's
Lion,
very easy to get rambling.
Lion, this episode's over 2 hours long.
It is.
It's over 2 hours long.
I think it might be time to wrap it up.
It might be time to wrap it up. It's the Game
Please
Awards.
wrap it up.
Please wrap it up. Well, thank you all for making it to the end of this 2 hour long podcast. I typically aim for the episodes to be 1 hour long, but I think generally the ones with Lion goes on for a bit longer because we waffle a lot. We're both ramblers. We both ramble. Typically, instead of just one rambler, we have two. It's a recipe for a very long podcast. But hey, if you make it this far, make sure you comment down below with a question. We are going to drill that into the ground. This podcast will be dead before it even took off. But yeah, thank you for watching. There's no schedule for these podcasts. It's just whenever we can get one done. But there'll be a link to the playlist if you're watching this in the future, but there's more episodes and whatnot. But yeah, thank you for watching or listening. And thank you, Lion, for being here. It was great having you here.
It was fun.
After 2 years of not having the podcast. We're back for season 2.
And I'll be back again. Bye, guys.
Very soon, because you are the Green Hill Zone of the podcast. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.